Okay, it is officially 7:11 p.m. on Monday, and exactly like 3 hours and 50 minutes ago, I walked out of my school gates and I realized that ninth grade is dead. It's over. Well, technically, I have to go back for results next week, but the era is finished. And I'm sitting here at my desk because my brain feels like mush, and I realized I have to talk about this. I need to get it off my chest before I can even think about 10th grade. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dhanika, and we are at 891 subscribers at the time of this video filming. And my birthday is coming up, and I'm turning 15 soon. And if we hit 1000 subscribers before my birthday, which is 28th February, I will literally pass out from joy. So, if you're a student who actually wants to have life outside of a textbook, hit that subscribe button. We have like 109 people to go. Let's start with the big rant, the academic weapon. Like, no. I'm so tired of opening my phone and seeing 14-year-olds who wake up at 4:30 a.m. to do Pilates and study calculus for 6 hours before even school starts. That is great for them. Honestly, it is amazing for them, but is it is just not the reality for 99% of us. And I am a 90% student. I say that with zero shame. I mean, sometimes I get 87%, 86%, but it's a 90% average. Because I realized early on in ninth grade that the jump from 90% to 100% requires you to sacrifice your soul. It requires me to stop playing guitar, to stop seeing my friends, to stop writing. And I'm sorry, but my soul is worth more than those 10 extra percentage. That 10% gap, that is where my life happened this year. Let's talk about the MUNs. Oh my god, the MUN chaos. If you've never done an MUN, imagine dressing up like a corporate executive and arguing with strangers about global trade for 12 hours straight while surviving on nothing but caffeine and pure spirit. I did so many of them this year, and yeah, they were stressful. I spent nights until like 2 a.m. researching countries I could not find on a map 2 years, 2 days prior, even. But MUN taught me how to speak. It taught me how to walk into a room where everyone is trying to outsmart everyone else and still hold my ground. It gave me a voice. Even when I was terrified, I stood up. That's the 90% power, having the confidence to show up even when you do not memorize every single page of the textbook. And let's talk about one more thing that MUN did for me. If you go to my page in the videos section, the first video of mine that ever hit like a huge amount of views in long formats was my first ever MUN related video, and that is where my MUN niche started. So when I started posting MUN content, my audience grew, my subscribers grew, and majority of my audience and subscribers are probably here for my MUN tutorials and content. Then there is my guitar. This thing was my tether. Whenever school felt like it was too much, I'd just come home and I just just ta 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 on the strings, because I am not a pro. Okay, I'm not starting a band tomorrow, but playing guitar is the only thing this year that did not ask me for a grade. It did not give me a rubric. It just wanted me to be present. And we live in a world where if you aren't the best at a hobby, it is considered the waste of time. And I'm calling BS on that. I'm leaving that productivity guilt in 10th grade. Wait, I'm going to 10th grade. I'm leaving it in ninth grade. In 10th grade, I am playing more guitar, even if while I'm starting to learn it, it sounds terrible because it makes me feel like a person. But now let's get into the secret. The thing I haven't really talked about as much. Beyond the MUMs and the music, I am an aspiring author. I have books on Wattpad which have like 10k views and 100 like 1000 votes and stuff, and I have about 30, yes, 30 half finished books sitting in my Google Docs just waiting for me to care about them again. Ninth grade was actually kind of like a graveyard for my creativity. It's hard to write about star-crossed lovers or dystopian rebellions when you're being forced to memorize the periodic table. I felt like I had to hide that author part of me, and like it was just a distraction, and I frankly did not seem to find time for it. But you know what, those characters in my head kept me company in ninth grade when I felt lonely. And those 30 half done ideas, they are not failures, they are probably books that people might love someday if I ever finish them. In 10th grade, I am bringing that author out of the shadows. I want to finish at least one book this year. I want to show you guys the messy drafts and the writer's block, and I'm adding author to my identity right next to 90% student, because school teaches you how to answer questions, but writing teaches you how to ask them. I also met up with my friends like a lot this year. If you look at my camera roll, it is just us laughing, walking, and doing absolutely nothing. And people think that's wasting time. But looking back right now, I don't remember the history lectures about the Russian Revolution. I remember me and my friends roaming around in the mall and trying to find the cheapest place where we can buy coke. I remember the inside jokes. I remember the feeling of being 14 and free. I refuse to let ninth grade be a prison sentence. I made it into a movie. I chose the soundtrack. I chose the cast, and yeah, some people got written out of the script by the end of the year because they just weren't good people, but that's just how character development works. So, what am I leaving behind? I'm leaving behind the perfectionist voice that tells me I'm failing because I'm not 100% Wali student. I'm leaving behind the messy desk energy. I'm leaving behind my fear of showing people that I actually care about my skills. So, I have 1 week off before I have to go to get my results, and tomorrow is my dad's birthday, so tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. And I am officially announcing it to the world that tomorrow is going to be the break. But Wednesday, the main character transition starts. We're deep cleaning the room, we're organizing my notebooks, we are setting the stage for 1000 subscribers, we are finding my old drafts through my Google Docs. We are so close to 1000 subscribers, though, guys. Just 109 people. And if you've listened to this like 7-minute rant, you're officially part of the inner circle. If you're a writer, a musician, or just a student who's tired of the pressure to be perfect, subscribe, join the family, and let's hit 1K before my birthday on 28th. It would be the best gift for me. So, ninth grade, you were a lot. You were exhausting, you were humbling, and you were beautiful in a world that is messy. You were beautiful in a weird but very, very messy way. But 10th grade. 10th grade is where we actually start living. And I know, it's the board year and stuff. But you know what? That doesn't really matter as much. I mean, sure, marks matter to some extent, but no one is going to care about your 10th grade boards ke marks in like 10 years. You have to get like 80%, 85, 90%, 90, 91, 92%, and that is honestly enough for me, and I can manage to do that while living my life. I'm tired, my voice is done, the sun is actually bas gaya, it's gone, but I'm ready. So, I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the big reset. Stay 90%, stay human. Bye.